Hey folks, just received a package. I'm gonna do an unboxing. Let's see what we got. Alright, let's see what we have here. It's Japan Post from Amazon Japan. And there we have it. This right here is my newest acquisition in my telescopic rod arsenal. I didn't really have a particular reason of buying it, but I just figured every channel, every YouTuber needs their own niche. And when I was actually searching for my Daiwa BBB just to confirm what models there were and stuff, and this searching for Daiwa BBB telescopic just turned up this result, and I think this is a pretty new model, probably just launched it recently in the last year or couple of years. I could be wrong though. There really isn't that much information out there regarding this rod. Just to state it, this rod is the Daiwa Phantom 605TUL. So anyway, yeah, I figured I'd make it my niche and try to cover as much travel stuff and as much telescopic rods and tackle that I can. I do have a landing net, a foldable landing net coming in pretty soon. By the time this video comes up, the net should probably be here, so then again, when you watch this video, you know that you can look forward to yet another unboxing in the weeks to come. So anyway, let's just get right into the meat of this. Of course, 605 stands for a 6-foot rod, 05 stands for a 5-section telescopic rod, and obviously the T stands for telescopic. UL is kind of self-explanatory there. Let's put this box aside and get the rod. No rod bag with this. That's something I didn't know, and frankly that's quite disappointing, but that would explain why it is $50 or so cheaper than the BBB. The BBB comes with a nice little carrying case. This one doesn't. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. Now this, obviously, as you can see from the video, it is the original unboxing. I have never seen this rod before other than pictures online. Well, let's go ahead and open this. Nice little, I like the way they package this. Comes with a little rubber tube. Pretty solid plastic tip wrap kind of tip protector thing. Okay, let's see what it says here. It's the Daiwa Phantom NT, stands for Native Trout, 605TUL. It's rated for 2 to 6 grams lure weight and 2 to 5 pounds line weight. It is made in Vietnam. Okay, let's see what kind of... Okay, this is the reel seat. It's made of wood. This section is made of wood, and you have 2 metal rings right here. They kind of lock it down. Daiwa has used reel seats like these in quite a few other products. One primarily being the Prime Gate. I think I featured a very short snippet of the Daiwa Prime Gate telescopic rod in a very old video of mine. That was probably the first telescopic rod I think probably the first decent mid-range telescopic rod that I ever bought. So this one seems to be somewhat in that range. Of course, it is a new model, a relatively new model, hence the explanation for K-guides. So we've got the first two guides that are K-guides, and the rest of them are the standard Daiwa fashion of guides attached to rubber feet that slide up and down the blank. Just by looking at the texture of the blank, it looks pretty much identical to the Triple B. In fact, I think it is the exact same technology. The technology they use for the blanks is called X45 TOC technology, which I assume is a reference to the kind of the carbon wrapping technology that they use. It's supposed to be wrapped one way and then the other way, and this alternate overlaying wraps are supposed to make the blank stronger. So anyway, the color is a deep green, which is something that I didn't realize it was. That's actually I find green rods a very old school color. I like it. The workmanship is good. You've got nice little accents here. Same construction with this little cap at the back that you can remove. Alright, let's go ahead and open the rod. Let me get this all lined up and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got it all set up nicely here. Of course, I'm going to do the marking and whatnot. I've explained that in the previous video on how to set up a telescopic rod. I'll do the markings later. The first thing I noticed about this rod is it is much lighter than the Triple B in terms of weight. That probably could be partially because it is 6 inches shorter, but it doesn't just feel like the weight that a 6-inch piece of blank would add to the rod. It's actually a really light rod, maybe a shorter butt, that's why, a combination of both. I like the fact that it's a really short butt, by the way. I forgot to include the measurements of it when it was closed. Of course, I'll include pictures at the end comparing it to the Triple B in terms of folded length. So now the second thing I noticed rather, after pulling the setting up the rod, is the action. This is a soft rod. I wouldn't consider it too soft. It's not. I wouldn't say it's moderate action. I would say it's moderate fast. Or medium fast. I think the more appropriate term is moderate fast. I would definitely not consider this rod a fast action rod by any means. It's pretty whippy. Now, once again, the type of action refers to where the rod bends along the blank when you do load the rod. Okay, power is a reference to how much force it takes to load the rod. So let's just see here. Alright, so you bend the rod, or maybe I do it this way. Okay. It's not the best way to hold the rod when you're testing it, but I'm barely putting any strength on it. This is an ultralight rod. So if I held it right here and I pulled it, you'll notice that the rod bends all the way through to right about here. So that's right smack in the middle of the rod. So that would more or less put it in the moderate action category. Maybe moderate fast. So yeah, point 2 is the action. It's a much... Sorry, I think they are fumigating the area around my place. Either that or it's an aeroplane. Nah, they're just doing their job, right? Okay. So it's a soft action rod. Stand corrected. It's a moderate action rod. It's a moderate action rod, and that's in fact something that I find pleasantly surprising. Something that I feel I needed. A rod that is different from the rest of the rods that I have. The Daiwa is a fast action rod. The Jetson is a fast action rod. I like fast action rods, but it's nice to have a softer or slower action rod added to my telescopic rod arsenal. So it's light, it's moderate action, it's green. All in all, it looks really good. I mean, I haven't tested the rod yet, but I can't wait to test it now. As for the review, I tend to like to test my equipment for at least a couple of weeks before I kind of get in front of the camera and give my first impressions and a review and whatnot. Of course, for each of the rods, if I remember to, for each of the rods that I review, I will come back and talk about it maybe 4 to 6 months down the road after I've gotten some really good usage. You know, you might see some rods break, you might see some survive. I mean, I use them so often. I'm not exactly the most gentle person with my tackle. I do take care of my tackle very well, but I'm a big guy. It has happened before. I have it on video. Well, not the break, but I have talked about it on video. Just me walking past the rod broke it. So we'll see. As of right now, my first impressions are good. It seems like the same technology as the Triple B, and I've said before, Triple B seems like a very durable rod. I've had it for more than 6 months. Nothing has happened to it. Knock on wood, or touch wood, as we say in Singapore. So I'll go fish it for a bit, fish it a few sessions, and I'll come back to you guys with what I think, a more in-depth first impressions. So anyway, that's the end of the unboxing of my new rod. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Tight lines. Like, dislike, subscribe.